Well, we're back, and welcome to it. It's episode 10 of the Azmyth Busters and the Fall of Plaguestone. I'm Mike Azzolino, aka Azmyth, and these are my busters, and we're getting it on with some Pathfinder 2. In episode 9, we had the group taking the mayor, the elderly mayor of Etrin's Folly, in a tour of sorts around the city, giving him an opportunity to talk to the group and learn him a few things about Etrin's Folly. And before we jump into the action, I have updated your player map, and I wanted to share that with you so you guys can see what we're kind of talking about and what has changed relative to the map. Let me just bring her in a little bit. Oh, I love it. So you will see that the dead homes have been identified, this whole upper section of the map here, as we spoke of. And these 4 blocks were the ones that you spent most of your time searching in when you were going door to door. The previous before that, we had you taking this tour with the old man, and he took you by the Plaguestone, back around by the old shrine. Right here is where the old shrine to Desna is, where you fought the Bloodseekers. This is the Drunken Shepherd's Path here to the south, which he had told you about the shepherd who used to stumble his way home. Of course, the burned out ruins south of that on Etrin's Hill. Hence the name of the town, Etrin's Folly, the man who spent his entire fortune founding the town, only to have his home burned down and to have him lose his family, etc. So I've updated the map for you there, so you can kind of see as we go along and as you've discovered new things about Etrin's Folly. I've been updating those for you. So at the end of the tour, you were searching in the deads. As you were searching through the dead homes, there were some edge woods there, and I believe it was at that time that it was spotted that there was an old, like a trapper, or it wasn't even really a house. It was more like a shed, and you assumed it was probably like a hunter's shed or a trapper shed where they would live overnight while they're doing their hunts. And it was in bad shape, even by comparison to the homes, which were in total disrepair. This place is in bad shape. The only indication that someone had been there recently is you could see smoke coming from a stovepipe, as well as you could smell some cooked food. And when last we met, or at least at the end of the last session, you had found this you'd found this trapper's hut, looking like a teenager lived there, with things just strewn about everywhere. And there was a trail of clothing and possessions that went off into the forest. And I believe that is where we left episode 9. Coming into episode 10, the chase is on potentially. And there was, I believe you found evidence to reinforce that this was probably where Phinick had been hiding, or at least one of the places that Phinick had been hiding.
Well, Theron's going to load his crossbow and start heading through the direction following that trail of junk.
Sure.
Before we go anywhere, should we do a perception check just to make sure there's not anything?
I can do a quick one to look for clues.
Okay.
Inside or outside?
Inside.
Yeah, do it inside first.
Inside first. Okay, you got it.
Ooh, I rolled an 18, so that is a 25.
It continues to, there's plenty to reinforce. You recognized half-eaten vegetables that were likely from the kitchen, from Alma's kitchen. You can see things that really reinforced you. The pickle. When you saw Phinick the first time, he always, no matter even if he was working or not, he'd have a half-eaten pickle sticking out of his pocket, or it'd be in his hand if his hands weren't full. And there is a half-eaten pickle here. So it pretty much confirms for you, Theron, that this was in fact the goblin's hiding spot.
Okay, well, then I would like to use that to pursue a lead, which will give me not only a bonus to chase the goblin, but also makes it quicker for me to devise a stratagem.
Okay, fantastic. With you in the lead, who is following behind Theron? Who's next up behind Theron?
I'll follow him. Yeah.
All right.
Daisy keeping up close behind, just to,
Theron,
I'll stay in the back.
Lycura in the back. Electra is probably going to throw herself in right after Daisy. Desmond and Simon are somewhere in there in the middle.
I'll put myself behind Simon.
Okay.
Perfect.
Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the middle, in front of Desmond and Lycura, kind of towards the middle.
Okay.
And
Fantastic.
I'm also going to draw my weapon, draw my longsword and my shield in case there's trouble.
Okay, so you're readying yourself up even out of combat. You're getting you're ready to go.
I'd like to grab my
Ready to go.
dagger and my
I'll be
hand
grabbing.
crossbow.
Yeah, I'll be
Okay.
grabbing my dagger too.
By prepping now, you're intending not to spend you're intending not to spend that action point when combat starts. You're going to be already in the ready position, is what I'm understanding. Okay, good. And all of you who want to do that, you want to pull your weapons out. You want to have things at the ready as you go into the forest, as Theron had indicated. That's perfectly fine. So you begin to follow chase. The trail is super easy to follow. There has been no effort made to conceal, nor does it look like whoever dropped all this stuff stopped at any point to collect it back up. It was just acceptable losses, is from the looks of it. And although it seems chaotic at first to you, Theron, it actually proves to be a very specific zigzagging pattern through the forest. And you grow concerned at the amount of clothing that are being dumped about, that the creature must have grabbed a huge pile in order to have strewn 20, 30 feet of discarded garments and things along the way. But that is in fact what you're seeing. But it's in a very, like, if it looks like the creature is tacking through the forest, if that makes sense. It's making very specific jagged lines through the forest.
Well, it could be that he's trying to lose us, or it could be that there are things in the forest we don't know about. Maybe we shouldn't stray from the path. I'd like to go in a straight line to see if we can cut him off, but
I appreciate the serpentine tactic. Maybe distance fire.
I don't know what we're dealing with yet, so let's just follow the zigzag.
Okay, fair enough. After the second or third tack back and forth, it looks like you are passing by snares. There are snares in the forest. There are some traps in the forest. They look crude and rudimentary. They look like the type of thing that you'd expect a goblin to be able to make. You know, fold a tree down, sharpen up something sharp, put a vine on it with a loop knot. You know, real simple kind of stuff. But you do see them, in fact, and staying on the line has you avoiding them entirely.
We made the wise choice.
You did. You did. This plot of forest right here isn't a thick copse of trees in the sense that it just beyond that, there's more houses and more open spaces. And it does, in fact, look like the trail breaks out of the forest. So it leads you out of this copse of trees. And there are two structures kind of in front of you. One is to the right, is a larger home that looks like it at one point was a two-story structure, and it looks like the second story has fallen in on the first, so it's in complete disarray. It doesn't look safe to be in, frankly. There's another structure over to the left angle that's a little bit farther away from you, and that one looks more like one of the plague homes. it's in sad disrepair, but it hasn't fallen in on itself quite yet. And if you'd make perception checks as you break out of the forest there, Theron, and then Daisy behind Theron. Simon, if you'll pull up the Electra sheet so we can make reference to rolls when I have rolls for her, I'll do it.
I got a 23.
Okay. Daisy?
Yeah, I got an 8 because this forest really reminds me of this time I was out with my pa, and so he's reminiscing. He's not really paying attention.
Fine. You pop out of the forest. Let's see. Electra rolls a 3 on the die plus her perception bonus.
5
is a 5. All right, so 2 8s, 2 8s in the 23. Theron, you come out of the forest. You assess the building on your right, the building on your left. You can see that there are less things dropped in this open field than certainly in the forest, but there are still a discarded few pieces of items and clothing. And you kind of follow it with your eye, and where the trail ends, there's Phinick standing there.
I will call out, Phinick, stop right there.
He looks back at you, and he reaches in his pocket for his pickle, and it's not there. And he goes, ah! And he starts running.
I run after him.
He says, no, not me, not me, no hurt, no, not me, not me.
Damn it, I don't want to shoot the thing.
Simon, talk to him.
He is running.
You should listen to my friend and stop running.
He starts running between the two buildings, and he's veering towards the derelict structure on the right. He has about a 60-foot lead on you. What would you like to do?
Can I cast Daze? It has a 60-foot range, and it's you cloud the target's mind and daze it with a mental jolt. The jolt does mental damage.
Okay, so you wanna roll initiative and go into turn base and cast spells at him?
Yeah.
Okay, roll initiative.
Okay. 3 plus which one? I'm sorry, for initiative. Do I add it to anything, or is it just
it's your perception bonus?
Oh, okay, great. So
unless you're doing something
8 total.
Other than, I've lost track of my pen. I have everything but a map pen. All right. So Theron, what you got?
I got, let's see, 19.
19. All right. Daisy?
I got a 13.
13. Electra is going to roll on a +5. She's going to roll 7. All right. Simon?
19.
19. And Desna?
I'm sorry, we're adding this with what?
Perception is generally what you use for initiative, unless you're doing something other than just kind of looking around. You can sometimes substitute other skills and other abilities.
Oh, okay. Well, I rolled a 20 and my perception's 5, so 25.
25. All right. Awesome. And Kira?
I'm gonna add this to my occultism skill, which is 7, and I rolled a 3, so 10 total.
10. Okay, got it. And there is a mobs. Okay. So at the top of the order, I don't think anyone gets close to 25. So it's going to be Desna, followed by Theron, and then Simon. 13, 10, 7. And the baddies are on... Oh, that's Phinick. Phinick is on a 10 plus 4 is a 14. Okay. So, Desna, you are up on 25.
Awesome. So I want to start out with a message because it has a range of 120 feet. And I think I can actually finally do this one because I know Phinick and I know where he is. And I'm super excited because I've been waiting to use this.
Well,
But,
yeah, I mean, you heard Theron call him out. Theron's the only one who's
Right.
seen him so far. You're still coming out of the trees, but you said, Phinick's there! And you heard him call out to him.
so I can do that, right?
Sure, you'd have to move first. So
Okay.
so you'd want to spend your first action to move out of the forest so you could see the target. So just moving out of the forest is enough for you to see him.
Awesome. And I have a range of 25 feet, so I think I'll get decently close to him. But or speed, I'm sorry. But I'm just gonna tell him, I promise we are not going to hurt you. We'll put all of our weapons away. We just want to talk to you. Please just calm down. Like everything's gonna be fine. We're not here to hurt you.
Okay.
And see if hopefully we can get him with that instead of violence.
That sounds like you are trying to be persuasive. Definitely. Yes. So that is going to be a skill roll. Let's see here.
And I saw that, Lena, and I like Hira, and I'm like, Simon's like, do that, dude, totally do that. That's exactly. Well played, madam. Well played.
I actually don't have sleep right now. When I woke up and changed some things around with my familiar in the morning, that was one of the ones that I tossed, and I got some other ones that are pretty cool. Yeah. So I have Grim Tendrils and I have Bless, nice. And then a bunch of really cool cantrips. And
right on. Yeah, no, Bless is awesome. I always like having a plus in those situations. That's a fantastic spell.
So that is a diplomacy check. You are trying to make an impression, and that is a diplomacy charisma skill check.
So what do I roll with it? 20?
You're rolling a d20 and adding your diplomacy charisma to it.
Awesome. So I got a 16 and my diplomacy is 7, so that is 23. Can I do math?
23.
Okay. Yeah. Can I do math?
Okay. And the DC for him is all right. He will he says, okay.
Oh my god, I can't believe that worked.
He says, okay.
Stop running.
Wow, good job, Desna.
Let's go.
Nice.
Okay, well, I'll start walking up towards him since he must be chill with me now, I'm guessing. Hopefully, I'm going to put my weapons away so I don't freak him out any further. And I'll just walk up towards him.
Okay. And the little Finnicker is right there. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we do that here. Boom, chicka, chicka, boom. All right. No, that's not how we do. That's how we do. There we go. All right. So there's the group with Phinick. He has led you. You have circled around. Basically, where you are on this structure is the structure on the edge of the map view. There is actually the front of the building, and he kind of ran you around the side and around the front, and he was about to circle back the other way when Desna convinced him to stop and to halt. So he does right there. And that was on your turn on 25. Not everybody knows what's going on. Did you say anything to the group other than, oh, that worked? Because they wouldn't have heard the message.
Oh, my bad. Well, they see him stop running, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, no, I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to say, oh, my God, I can't believe that worked. And I'm going to run up towards him and assume everyone else knows what that means.
So, Theron, it is your turn on 19. What would you like to do?
Well, Desna's got another action, so she can actually move up closer.
It's true. It's where I moved her. She said she's going to move closer, so I had her towards the back, and she moved up a little closer.
Oh, got it. Okay, I thought that was just one move.
No.
So I hear Desna say, "Oh, I can't believe that worked."
I can't believe that worked.
Why did he start running and then stop? And I kind of look back puzzled to Desna.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go ahead and put my crossbow down and approach him.
Okay.
Hands out.
Yeah. Yeah. You can move right up to him with your weapon down. He seems he seems unstable, but he doesn't seem to be threatening like he's about to attack.
Be careful, Darren. That pickle might be loaded. Be careful.
Well, he doesn't have the pickle.
He doesn't have the pickle unless one of you grabbed it for him as a way to lure him, perhaps.
I'm not touching his pickle.
I thought he still had the pickle.
He says, "Mercy, mercy, mercy, Mr. Dwarf, mercy, please."
We just want to talk
hurt
to you.
Phinick. No hurt Phinick.
We're not going to hurt you.
Oh.
We've just got some questions.
Oh, okay.
First, where are you running to?
You let me go after I answer question. You let me go.
Maybe. It matters what the answers are. Why are you running, Phinick?
Me know what you think I did. Me no do.
Well, then who did?
He says, shortly after Bort come to town, Halid. He stops. You could see he's visibly shaken just by saying dude's name. Halid gave me vial of spices. Said to put in Bort food. Said would make Bort sick. Said he wouldn't kill him. Said make Bort sick to pay him back for bad deal Halid got. I just spice his porridge. I just spice the porridge. That's all.
Well, unfortunately,
he told me if I didn't do it, he was going to hurt me a lot. He already hurt me a lot. He hurt me more. I don't want to be hurt.
I gently put my hand on his shoulder.
He flinches like a dog that gets hit in the face a lot.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, lad. We can't let you go. And I take out the manacles.
They look pretty big for him. He's on the scrawnier side. You might have to do both of his wrists into one of them to make it work, but I think you can manage. He says, Halid respond. Halid, you want Halid on these, not Phinick. Phinick
no.
Halid.
We'll get Halid, but unfortunately, if this follows the laws of this land, you are an accomplice.
Well,
no me goblin. No me goblin. Me no accomplice. Me goblin.
You're an accomplice goblin.
No. Me swamp goblin. Me no accomplice goblin. Me no even know.
Yeah, he doesn't even know it.
He looks at Simon like totally confused. Like, help me.
I look at Theron and I say, an accomplice is a bad thing, right?
Yes. Yeah. It means he helped, even if he wasn't aware of the full thing. Of the full
me tricked. No fair. Me tricked.
Well, that's what you claim, yes. But you did say that you put the spices in Bort's stew, or in Bort's turnip.
Halid say he kill me if I don't. Me don't want to die.
And that will be taken into account.
Part of the reason that we need you to come back is so that you can tell the others what you just told us.
Right. Phinick, if you don't go and tell everyone what the real story was, they're never going to know who actually did it, and they're going to think it's you because you're running away.
Right.
We promise we won't hurt you.
Yeah, come on back now. We'll sort all this out.
He say, me done answer questions. Bad deal. Me get tricked by you two. Everybody tricked Phinick.
Well, I don't think you're going to get in any trouble. He's not going to get in any trouble, Theron, is he?
It matters what the local laws are.
Well, it's not his fault.
No, not my fault. Me trick.
You were tricked. I agree. It's not your fault. You can't stand up to someone like him. It's not
Possible.
his fault.
It's not possible. You ask Amora, me good worker. You ask Alma, me good worker. Me work hard.
No, she said that, but you've done something that has led to a person's death.
Oh, me tricked.
Tell that
But-
to the sheriff.
Yeah. Now, if you tell us where, what's his name again? I always forget his name.
Halid.
Halid.
Yeah.
If you tell us where Halid is, that'll help.
You trick me again.
Or you could not, and then the town will probably string you up. Because they got to blame someone.
Me no be blame. Dead Willow. Dead Willow.
Dead Willow.
He keeps kind of jerking towards the collapsed house there in the distance.
Dead Willow.
What's it?
What's
The
it?
dead.
You see the front of this place? There's a huge dead willow stands in front of the house that appears to be in serious disrepair. It might have a second story at one time, as I said, but long collapsed long ago into ruins, taking part of the first floor with it. The windows are all boarded over and nailed in place, and the front door hangs open about a foot, kept from swinging wider by a frayed rope that's tied around it.
What about the Dead Willow?
He turns to Simon, and in Goblin, he says, "That's Hallett's hideout. Me go there. You go there. Solve this. Get me free, brother. Me no do this. Me tricked." And you see him speaking Goblin to Simon. I don't know if any of you can understand what he's saying,
I can.
but okay.
All right.
Well, at least we know where Halid might be. I say to Theron,
Well, let's go see Halid.
let's go see Halid.
And I'll turn to the rest of the group, and in a hushed tone, I'll explain what Phinick just said.
Okay. All right. Are you pulling him along by chain?
Yeah, until we can find some place where we can clamp him down with.
I mean, you could have, like I said, both of his wrists in one shackle kind of fits, and you could have the other one hooked to your belt or hooked to your own wrist if you want, or if somebody wanted to keep him locked down that way, it would be an easy matter to do so.
Like Hera's gonna.
Yeah, I can take him.
Okay.
I'll keep
All
an
right.
eye on him.
Do you want to just hold on to the ring? Do you want to have it fastened to your belt? Do you want to have it on you so he
I'll
can't
have
get
it.
away?
I'll hold on to it.
Hold on to it. All
Yeah.
right. 10-4.
I'm
All
also
right.
going
My
to,
elfie
as we go
hands.
back, I'm going to walk behind Phinick just in case he tries to pull a fast one. We're gonna
Thank
make sure
you.
we've got people around him. So
Awesome.
I'm gonna
Okay.
walk next to Phinick and just, lean over to him and be like, "It's okay. You're not gonna get in trouble. We're gonna figure this out. I don't think you're gonna get I'm just gonna try to keep him calm and chill and hope he listens to me a little bit."
He just say, "Me tricked. Everybody me trick. Everybody me trick."
I'm going to go pick up my crossbow and start heading towards the Dead Willow.
Okay. So heading towards the front door, it sounded like who was in the lead towards the place?
Yeah, definitely me. I've been
All
wanting
right.
to tussle with this Halid guy for a while.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
gonna
So
put my dagger back out.
you're heading towards the front door, followed by who? Followed by Theron?
Yeah.
Okay. And who's up next? Let's put Electra close in front in case shit breaks down. She can be quick on the sword. Followed by who?
Me and Phinick.
All right. So let's get you on there with Phinick right next to you and your kitty right next to you on your thing. Boom. All right. Cool. And then Desna and Simon, where do you two want to be approaching the house?
like I said, I'll probably just be somewhere like next to Phinick or Simon or however I can fit in there.
All right. So
I know Simon
something
said
like
he's gonna be
that.
right behind Phinick.
And right behind him. Okay. All right, cool. That works. So as per the name of this place, the Dead Willow, the area around that willow tree is all but impassable. There are dead branches and leaves that have been heaped up here around the trunk. And it looks like there's a certain amount of deliverance to it. On the battle map now, that would be behind Desna and behind Electra on the left side of the screen is where this massive willow is. I probably should have drawn it in, but I didn't. I was more concentrating on the building, so I apologize. That would be like here. The massive willow tree occupies this space right here. Okay. And as you approach the front door, Daisy, you can see that the front door to this home no longer sits properly in its frame. It's kept from swinging completely wide open by a simple rope attached to the inside latch. And even as I said, the crack beyond, you can see that there is room to maneuver in there, but you can also see that it's largely filled with debris. So what would you like to do?
That door doesn't look stable. I'm going to give it a good look over.
Okay. Investigate and or perceive, however you would prefer to do that.
23.
A 23. Okay. You get up on the door and you kind of look, and the rope that's attached to it seems to be serving a dual purpose. It does, in fact, hold the door from moving anymore, but you can see that the rope dives into a pile of debris in between, and you can get just enough of your head in to look without disturbing it. And you can see that there is a heavy crossbow that has been staged in the debris with stuff kind of piled up to it, and that buried rope kind of goes right up to it. Your suspicion being, if it is disturbed in any manner, that it would fire it at the opening of the door as it did so.
Yeah, all the color drains out of Daisy's face, and he turns to look back at the girl and goes, "The door's trapped."
Theron reaches into his bag and takes out his tools.
Okay.
Then I back away slowly from the door.
Well,
okay.
Let's see if we can't fix that. And I will go and take a look at what Daisy's just...
All right, fantastic. He points it out to you, and you see that the rope appears to be loose, but it's actually a ruse. There's a couple of ropes in play. One's taut and one's loose, and the loose one draws your eye away from the taut one. It looks really to you, it's going to be difficult to do so because it's a tension thing. If you put any less or any more tension on it, it will fire the crossbow. But so long as the door so long as the door stays closed, you think you could just kind of jog it and have it fire and hit the inside of the door.
Okay, that's what I'll try to do.
All right.
I'm gonna
So you do not want to try to do a thievery type disable. You want to just bring through it.
No, I would try. I think I'd rather do a disable. I think I've got a better chance of disable.
Okay. It's a DC 18, requires you to be trained.
Okay. Let's hope I roll high. I got a 12.
A 12. Okay. So your belief was to pinch off the rope and basically and try to give it another point to pull on, and in the process of kind of hooking onto the rope, it does fire.
Shit.
All right, so the door is providing let's see, it's interesting. I'm just looking at how this thing is. All right, so The rope is cut or otherwise untied from the door, or a failed attempt to disable. The trap makes an attack roll against the creature that has manipulated the rope at a plus 14. All right, so it's going to shoot you at a plus 14.
Oof.
And that one went off the table. So let's do that again. 15 plus 14 is a 29. That is going to land. It does, in fact, hit the door, but it hits with enough force that it pierces right through the rotten wood of the door. And, that's not what I intended.
That is going to crit.
It is.
Yeah.
All right.
In hindsight, we should not have let the medical personnel do this.
I'll be fine. It's just a flesh.
I can help with medical stuff.
All right.
It's but a scratch.
46 plus 12. 27 points of damage.
Oh, I'm at 0.
So actually, this does trigger my liberating step. So as the bolt explodes through the door, Daisy actually just seems to preternaturally rush over there and block it a little bit. To 3 points of damage will be blunted from that.
And it's at 27?
And you can do this against traps.
Any damage source. Anytime a party member takes damage within 15 feet of me, I can give them DR3.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Nice.
So
yeah,
take
the spear fires from the heavy crossbow. It goes through the rotten wood of the door and through Theron. And you know, Daisy, you probably just got up behind him and prevented it from coming all the way through him, and reducing that damage by 3. So
still at 0.
Oh, man.
So I'm actually trained in medicine, but I've never used it. Will that allow me to help?
Would medicine allow you to try to heal him? You could administer first aid.
Okay.
Yep.
This
You could treat wounds, you can treat disease, treat poison, or administer first aid.
Well, he's at 0, so I mean, can I
You
guess
need to be wearing or holding healer's tools. Do you have those?
Let me
That's
look.
for treat wounds
If you don't, there's some in my bag.
and for administer first aid. All right. So one requires 10 minutes. That's the treat wounds. The other is a double action. So it would be just on your turn, and you can stabilize, stop, or stop the bleeding.
I do not have the tools you mentioned.
Theron does. Theron
does.
carries.
Would I
a
know
on
that?
him.
I mean, would I know
sure you
that?
would. You've seen him. You've seen him use them before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will find his tools, and then
Sure.
I'm just rolling against my medicine skill.
Yeah, it's a wisdom medicine skill, and you are doing administer first aid.
Okay.
You are manipulating the tools.
All right,
I'm
so
trained in
here-
medicine as well. Can I
Do you-
also, if I'm also trained in medicine, can I also do something too?
You can assist.
Okay.
you also
can
have
assist
bless too, so I don't know which would be better to use right
Well,
now.
who's got the higher medicine?
I don't know if bless works that way.
Does it?
I think it's. Let me see.
So, like Kira, you're going to want to make a medicine check as well to see if you're high enough to assist him on the endeavor.
Okay.
And you
Roll
do you
20.
need to be stabilized, Theron, or do you need to have your bleeding stopped? You need to be stabilized, right?
I have stabilized as one of my cantrips, so I can do that for Theron.
Oh, nice.
So I'm
That's even better.
I'm
That's
gonna
the
walk up
smartest
to
play
him.
is for you to do it. Yeah.
Are you
have
have
that
the
cantrip,
dying
doesn't it?
condition at 0? Is that the deal? Is
I am at dying 2 because it was a crit and 0 hit points.
dying 2. All right. So
So
he's
if
going
I-
to try to stabilize you.
He'll
Attempt a
remain
medicine check on a
unconscious.
creature that has 0 hit hits in the dying condition. The DC is 5 plus the creature's recovery roll DC. Typically 15 plus its dying value. So your dying value is 2, right?
Yes.
So it's the DC is equal to 5 plus 17. So you need to roll a 22 on your medicine check in order to stabilize Theron from his wound. So an
She's got a
assist
cantrip,
from
though.
Lycura is going to be
I have a
huge.
cantrip though.
But
Yeah.
she has a cantrip, Mike. We were going to have Desna use her cantrip. She's got a stabilized cantrip.
Okay. Then if you're trying to do it to recover hit points, then it's 10 minutes of treating the person's wounds. So so you're going to cast a cantrip on him to stabilize him immediately, and then what?
And then I was going to try and heal him. Right.
I'm not doing any medicine. I'm just here to stabilize him, and I'm just going to walk up to him and cast stabilize and be like, "This is the stupidest thing you have ever done on this journey. I am amazed."
Damn it.
He's still unconscious, though, so I don't think he can hear you.
I don't care if he can hear me. I'm letting him know while he's unconscious because I don't want to hear it from him when he's awake.
Phinick, and of course, Phinick is going, "Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
So
he's in that kind of headspace.
I'm gonna jerk
like,
his chains a little and tell him to shut the hell up.
I can
Get it
grab
together
a hold
and tell him
of
to
Phinick.
command himself.
Okay, all right.
I can grab a hold of Phinick
So
while you're doing the medicine
Simon,
check.
you
Yes.
spend 10 minutes treating one injured living creature. The target is then temporarily immune to treat wounds actions for an hour. So it can only be done once per hour. In this interval of time spending, so the patient is treated once per hour. Okay. The medicine check is equal to 15, though the GM might adjust it based on the circumstances.
Okay.
The patient is outside the warming is 20. No, I don't see any reason why it would be higher than or lower than 15. All right.
Okay.
So if you succeed in your check, you continue treating. Target is granted additional healing. If you treat them for a total of 1 hour, double the hit points they regain from treat wounds. The results of your medicine check determines how many hit points the target regains. Nice. That's really nice. So a critical success gets 4d8 back. A success gets 2d8 back. And a critical failure means you only get 1d8 back. So it's going to do something good. And here's where you want to also try to do
reread that critical failure.
What's that?
Reread the critical failure.
Oh, the target takes 1d8 points of damage. All right.
Okay, so let's not do that.
It's all right.
No, you should still try.
Yeah.
Right, and so I believe the plan is I'm going to attempt to treat wounds, and then like Kira is going to assist me. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But who's got the higher medicine skill?
I have a 5.
Double the hit.
Then we should do the reverse. Then you should actually treat him because you are better at medicine than I am, like Kira.
Yeah.
So you should treat him, and then I will assist you.
All right. I'm going to go over to Theron.
Yes.
I gave Phinick to Desna to hold on to. And I walk over to Theron, and I'm going to roll my 20 die. Okay. So I rolled a 10, and I have a 5.
So that's
I'm
a 15 medicine check. So that's the base DC. So that would have been enough for a success. I don't think an assist is going to get you better than that. So it doesn't really matter.
Awesome.
Because you would have needed to roll a 25. So that's 2d8 regained hit points, and its wounded condition is removed. So let's see. Let me bust that out for you right now. That is a 6 and a 7. That's nice. That's 13. 13 points back. And the wounded condition is removed.
Beavers and ducks.
No
Glad to have you
action.
back, Theron.
Absolutely no actions, absolutely no sounds, no movement, no nothing came from the structure. In this hour. Now that's a good question. Did you do 10 minutes or did you do an hour?
I thought we were doing an hour.
If you did an hour, then that doubles that total. So instead of 13, you have back 26.
Oh, that puts me at full.
There you go.
Woohoo!
That's nice.
Glad to have you back.
Nice little exercise in stitch and gauze.
That'll wake you up in the morning.
Yeah, well.
Theron, that was not your most well thought out plan, I have to say.
So
no, it wasn't.
The rope is now off the door. The door now swings far more wide open with the spear still through it. You had to pull Theron off of it in order to bind his wounds, rather than trying to pull it out of the door or anything. That's just so it's just hanging there, swinging free. Let me.
I do believe that's going to leave a mark.
Come back up to our battle map. So, who's leading into the door?
That'd be me.
Okay.
Feeling awful guilty about the professor catching that. That shouldn't have been me. Yeah, it's dusty in
Okay,
here.
Daisy, you'll drink about it later.
Well, it does give me a story to tell.
That it does.
Daisy, next time it happens, we'll just make sure we push you in front of the professor, and then you can take all the damage.
That's what I'm here for.
All right, Daisy. You move into about that
okay.
space. I imagine Theron's going to be not far behind you, kind of moving
right.
close up.
I am not afraid, damn it.
Getting you guys kind of up like that. And yeah, she's with Desna. He's with Desna right now. So
I'm still trying to maintain a position behind Phinick just so I can keep an eye on him so he doesn't disappear on us.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Especially if I'm holding him. Not as strong as like Kira.
So this space is completely in front of you. The room in front of you is impassable. It is debris, timber. You can see roofing tiles. You can see dirt. You can see rocks. All kinds of debris mixed into that stuff there to the right of you, to the left of you rather. To the right, the room does open up. The ceiling in this room is kind of cattywampus. It's a bit at an ankle. And the only thing that's left in this room is there is an ancient rug that is kind of rotted away and is kind of stained and rotted itself into the floor here. So it does not look like it could be removed. There's nothing left of it really other than, fiber and some color from its original dye. It stains the floors here more than lays upon it. There is a fireplace here, but the fireplace looks completely filled in, and it looks like the chimney probably fell in on itself at some point as well. All the interior windows, you can see one, Daisy, right to your right-hand side, just a few feet away. They are boarded up on the outside. Someone has nailed and boarded them. And from the inside, you can see that there is a kind of a crisscross kind of a frame, a 3-on-3 crisscross frame where all the glass has been popped out of them. There's no glass left. And the boards have been put up just to discourage anybody to come in. Yeah. This room has those boarded up windows at both ends. So looking down the long way of the hall, you can see it pretty much matches the same configuration. There's nothing to be found here. And there's nothing to, unless you wanted to start popping boards out and climb through broken windows. I mean, you could. Go out the back through a window, or you could just as easily go around the back on foot. But there doesn't appear to be, despite your efforts, there doesn't appear to be anything to be found here.
I mean, I'll kind of use my rapier to peel up the edge of the rug and see if there's anything underneath it.
There really isn't, and there's no edge to peel. It is literally rotten fabric down to its just base weave. So if you did that with your rapier, it's just going to turn into dust underneath the rapier's movement, leaving just the ink stains of the dye behind on the floor.
It's too bad.
You could walk around. You could check. It's all good.
Oh, Phinick.
The floor here is solid.
Where is this secret lair? Phinick.
Phinick, where his secret lair is?
Yeah. Where were you going in here?
Me going into Spear, apparently. Me never been here before. Me just know he live here. Me see him go in. Never through the front door, come to think of it.
Where did he go?
I don't know. I never follow him this close. I see him walk away in this distance. He come here.
Well, we should probably go check out that willow tree then.
Yeah, we should.
Funky.
Let's check out the tree.
I want to go around to the back side of the house.
Same
There's,
here.
Okay.
there's another part of the building you can't get into from the inside, but might have a window. We can pull the boards off.
Sure.
I'd like to follow him and take that path around.
All right. So you circle around. Do you want to go around the path side, or do you want to go around the rough side where the chimney was on the side you've already seen the inside of?
Rough side.
On the rough side. Okay.
Okay.
So you come around, you pass the first windows. They are boarded up. They're nailed. It looks like no craftsman was involved with this task. You know what I mean? It looks like somebody nailed some nails in, several of them bent over because they didn't nail them straight. It's that kind of action. It doesn't look like anyone did any good jobs there. You go around the back side to this first window here, same kind of thing. And then you get onto the path. On the path side, you get to this first window here, and it too looks like it is well boarded up, nailed up in place. But if you give me a perception check at that point, the two of you, since like Kira and Daisy are kind of making the loop behind first.
I got 15.
20.
All right. Yeah, so like Kira, you walk up and you look at the window and you're like, yeah, this one's all boarded up too. And you're starting to walk away from it. And Daisy walks behind you and he looks at it and he goes, none of these nails are bent over. That's strange. And he grabs the bottom of it and realizes that all of the nailed boards are hinged at the top. And the thing can be lifted up and reveals a very easy opening into the structure.
All right, good find, Daisy.
Yeah, Daisy actually laughs loud enough that people on the other side of the house could have heard it.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna follow that laugh.
If David,
So you want to lift it up, or do you want to? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna leave it alone until the rest of the gang gets here.
that's
Watch
Daisy's
that.
aha laugh.
Okay. So Daisy and Lykira.
Well, now we're being observant there.
Okay.
Oh,
She's gonna take
I
a
was being
position
observant
over
before.
here.
I observed the trap, even as it punctured me through the.
Yes,
Yes,
we all observe
we
that.
all observe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like Yonda.
I was very aware of everything until I wasn't.
Very not aware for a while.
All
As
right.
everybody shows up, I kind of want to take a couple steps back, if that's okay.
Okay. Sure. Who's gonna go at this? Who's gonna go at it first?
I will definitely do a investigate the area looking for traps
Okay. You may do so.
before I push Daisy in front of the trap.
Okay.
My perception is 22. Man, I'm rolling good perception.
It does not appear to be trapped, and it does appear to be well oiled on the hinges.
All right.
Which are fairly decently. I mean, you're looking at the construction of the hidden part of it, and you're like, yeah, they did a pretty good job. I can see why no one saw this before. You have to get right up on it and start fucking with things in order to see that this is the like. So it is in your professional opinion, Theron, that Halid has not trapped his entrance to get in.
Okay, I will show Daisy those things and step back and let Daisy take the crossbow.
All right. So yeah, we're using pig sticker, kind of like leave the side open just a little bit, wincing.
Sure.
Prepare, to see if anything bad happens. And
Clench.
and then once I'm sure it's safe, I will sheathe my rapier.
All right. So you
and
lift
fall
this
through.
hinge. You lift this hinged section of wood, this facade, up and out of the way, and you kind of peer your way in. The shuttered entrance leads to a room filled with debris from the collapsed roof and floor above. There's only enough space for two medium creatures to stand in this space. So only you and one other medium could be inside of it and inspecting it at a time, or you and two smalls. So a medium and two smalls could be in there as well. But it sounds like Daisy, you're going in first.
Yeah, and I'm a medium and a half, kind of when it comes to it. So
a medium and a half. Yeah, all right. So you go in. Who? Anybody coming in behind him?
Yeah, I'll come in behind him.
All right. Okay. The only way you can get is around this way. Do you want to continue around the side?
yes,
Okay.
weapons at the ready.
All right.
Crossbow knocked.
Give me a perception check, please.
Both or just Daisy?
Just Daisy. Daisy's leading. Right now, Daisy, you're kind of having to crouch over. You know, you can't stand straight up or you're likely to hit your head on irregular debris. And it's like, you know, when you've got nails, when you're up in an attic and nails are hanging down on the roof, like you never know where one's going to be. So you're just kind of keeping your head down so you're not catching that kind of crap. What was your perception check?
13.
A 13. All right. So about 15 feet into the passage, which would be right here with Theron right behind you. Was anybody at the hatch watching? Who wanted to be at the hatch watching? Anyone? Electra. All right.
I'm going to poke my head in.
You're what?
I'm going to be poking my head in.
Oh, you want to poke your head in? All right. That's fine. You could do that.
I'm keeping my eye on Phinick.
Yeah, can I hand Phinick off to...
I'll take him again.
Sure. Of course you can.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, so some shuffling around. Daisy, when you get to that point, there is a you're stepping forward, you're looking, you're battle ready, you're ready to go. Your foot steps on one of these floorboards, and it's been the same for all of them, but you get to this section of floorboards and there's a shift and your weight shifts forward on the board and it almost catches you off balance. But you don't believe it was made to actually catch you off balance. It is a pressure sensitive floorboard trigger that starts a cave in. So,
oh yeah.
Shit, Daisy.
collapses. The ceiling in the crawlway collapses in the square where the passage turns, which is where you are, and also in the two adjacent squares. So that's Theron Square and the square. So it's basically those three are going to collapse. Anyone in those three squares can attempt a DC 14 reflex save to reduce the amount of damage they are hit with. So that would be the two of you. And the cave-in is basically in these three squares.
Ooh. Whew.
Y'all have seen Daisy dance, so you know my reflex ain't all that great. But a 16 is not too shabby.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
All right. So those three squares cave in. So, Desna, you get up into position. You just handed Phinick off. Electra's standing right there holding the lid up in the up position because it doesn't have a stick or anything to hold up. So she's just kind of holding it in place. You peek your head in just in time to watch the roof of this place go woof and bury both of them. All right.
So, oh my God, you two.
It is 13 points of damage from the falling debris. If you made that DC 14 reflex save, you save for half.
I did, so I save for half.
For the creature at the center square where the trap is triggered, this is the basic save. Creatures in the two adjacent squares take no damage on a success or critical success. So if you succeeded, you take no damage, Theron.
The day is mine.
Creatures that
well,
take
the last
double
10 minutes are
damage.
yours anyways.
Right.
Anyone who takes double damage from the debris is immobilized, trapped under the crushing weight. So that was not the case for you. All right.
All right, I call back. That was Daisy's fault.
I'm going to yell in, neither of you are allowed to make decisions anymore today. You're done.
Roger that.
So you're not completely buried, gentlemen, but you're basically had shit fall all the way around you, and you need to unbury. You're not like suffocating, but you need to unbury yourselves to either move back or move forward, which requires athletics checks.
Righto.
Oh boy.
I'm going to look back at Kira and say, or forward and say, you're probably going to need to heal some people again here in a few minutes.
Electra calls into the hole. Are you alive in there?
I rolled a 1, so I'm definitely pinned on something.
Critical failure. The ceiling above the square collapses further when you dig, dealing another 2d8 and digging out that square, and any character trapped in that square takes 1 minute before progress can be made. So your additional damage is 7 points, Theron.
All right.
You're like, yeah, I'll dig out right here. Duk, 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 duk.
Nope.
Oh, no, God, damn it.
Daisy, what about your athletics check?
I got a 15 on my athletics check.
A 15. That is a failure. It will take you 10 minutes to dig you guys out.
Oh my God. You two are the new official dipshit brothers.
All right, I'll grab the shovels.
Yeah, so literally on your guys' side, when the dust clears, Desna, and you're looking in, Electra and you are both looking in. Are they alive? Are they there? You don't even see them. All you see is debris. You're like, oh no. And you're calling out to them, hey! And you guys can barely hear each other when you yell back and forth because of the debris.
Theron hears me tell you, I guess Cade must be bored today, needs some entertainment, god damn it.
So you spend the 10 minutes required to dig yourselves out. Perhaps maybe Theron being the worst of the two, that area might be the worst to dig out and to get clear. But eventually, between the two of you, you clear off enough debris. You push enough of that debris back into the open space and into the forward space that you could still crawl through the area if you wanted to. You could still move forward.
Hey, Desno, we're going to keep on going.
Hey, guys, I have a great idea. No,
that was fun. Let's do it again.
Oh my
You know,
God,
when you crawl around in abandoned, collapsed homes, sometimes there's falling debris. Do you guys want to change out? Stay with the same personnel? Good how you're at? Keep moving forward?
Only way out is through.
All right, fantastic.
My mama said.
So just past the point where the collapse was, Daisy, you find, as I show you this right here, just past the collapse point, you get to over to here. You and Theron move forward to here. And what you find is you get the footing, the impression of an interior wall. The wall's gone. The wall's not there anymore, but you can still see where the footing of the wall used to be, right? And it gives the impression that was probably a closet, a small little linen closet or something was once here. And that closet is long gone. But interesting thing, all the debris has been cleaned out from this area on the floor right here. And as you two look down, you can see that there's a hatch here.
We found something.
Is there a window around that side?
There is a boarded window on that side.
Right.
But it doesn't have the nice, cool flap opening. It's actually boarded up.
Would it be possible for any of us to break down the boards and just go through that window? Because if they found something, I'll be willing to climb into a safe area, but I'm not climbing through whatever they just did.
Honestly, it's hard to say. They've cleared the debris and it's passable now. If you were to start pulling boards off the walls, who knows how much stability those boards are providing. So yes, you can do it. You can absolutely go fucking rip those boards right off the wall. But it may compound things. You may have other things collapsing when you start taking away stability of the structure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those are load-bearing window boards.
Those are load-bearing obstructions right there. It's like when the ivy holds the old barn up. Without the ivy, the barn would fall down, sort of like that. So it is crawlable, and the trap has been, the pressure plate trap for the cave-in has been resolved. So there isn't really much more to hurt you in here. So it is safe. It's eerie. It's creepy, but it is safe.
Well, I'm gonna look back at everyone else and be like, oh well, shrug my shoulders and climb into the area, and I'm gonna call back out at them. If I die in here, I'm blaming both of you, and I'll haunt you both forever.
The hatch is very old, but the hinge is terribly rusted. It does not appear to be locked. This appears to be like your classic kind of crawl space and or cellar entrance, internal cellar entrance that Daisy was speaking of before. It has a big, chunky, long spindle hinge on the back of it that runs the full length of it. And although it looks fully functional, it does look big and rusty and looks like it's going to make a god-awful noise when you actually open that thing. Not that the cave-in didn't already, right? I'm just saying.
I'm not terribly good at tracking, but I want to look around on the ground around this trap door and the dust and dirt there, see if, any recent footprints, maybe.
There is no ground around it. All that has been covered by your cave-in. If there was any evidence of any tracks at any point in here, the only tracks that are seen now are your own.
Well, I mean, this is a dusty, dirty fucking place. It's got to be.
And you just had a cave-in like 5 feet away. So the squares that you're standing in right now are still covered in debris because they're the ones that to dig yourself out, it had to go somewhere. So you pushed it forward and back. So there's survival gets you nothing in here.
Well, the occupant of this house obviously has some kind of love for traps. I mean, damn it, Darren, who the hell lives this way? Anyway, I'm a little gun shy. I took 7 points of damage from that cave-in, like for a save, or was it half of that?
I think it
You
was 7
saved for half of. It was.
I think we both have 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've come this far.
Well, Theron, I don't think you took any damage because you saved. You were in the adjacent square, and I believe, Daisy, the 7 was the half damage.
No, I
think you failed. So
I critical failed on the second collapse. That's where I got the 7 damage.
Oh, right. Oh, when you tried to dig yourself out. Right.
I got some
splinters.
If you both are a little scared after getting beat up by the house,
I'm not scared. I didn't say I was scared.
Daisy, Desna just called you a coward.
Well,
open the damn door.
I know my limitations. That's why I like to prefer it that way. Not to say it that way.
Do you open it up? You open the hatch?
Yeah, slowly.
Okay. It is not locked, as I said before. It does not appear to be trapped. You lift it up, and it lets out, even going slowly. What are you gonna do?
Very discreet.
Well, why are you making that noise, Daisy? That's weird.
What are you gonna do?
It's atmospherics.
Under the hatch is a stone-lined chute that descends some 30 feet. Handholds have been carved into the stone wall, but they are uneven and seem a little treacherous. There is no light in the chute.
And we got a rope.
I look down at. I don't need light.
Yep. It's about a 30-foot distance, and it ends in a small hallway. Like it dumps out into a passage.
Is there a mattress at the end of it?
There is not.
Oh, lame.
Just rock floor.
I've got rope. And I think I've got. Did I take? I've got rope.
I've
got a grappling hook. Yep.
But I don't have a grappling hook because I bought the manacles.
I am going to hand Theron my grappling hook.
Okay. Tie off your hook to his rope. Hook it off on the edge. Here you got plenty of debris, plenty of big rock and stuff you can wedge it into, and throw a rope down. All right, fantastic. So using the rope and the handholds in combination makes it a fairly easy prospect to be climbing down for sure. Let's see. That's going to shift it.
And I will climb down with Theron. I also don't need.
That'll shift it from a
light,
15 to a 5 acrobatics. A 5 DC 5 acrobatics check is what is required to climb down.
No problem.
Okay, and I know I can hit that because I've got a +7.
All right.
All right.
And a 20 for mine. Total.
Anybody fail a DC 5 acrobatics to climb down? Pretty easy. You got the rope, you got the handholds, occasionally a foothold. Like it would have been a bitch to try to climb down without the rope,
Yeah.
but with the rope, it's far easier. You drop down into a stone cut constructed passage. This looks like this area was dug out of bedrock. It does not look like this was like mason and block put over the tops of things. This looks like they carved out sort of mine structure. The end of this passage is rounded, not squared off, and the very tops of these passages are slightly rounded, not squared off. It goes about 10 feet in the distance from where you are getting down, where you're climbing down. There are only 3 5-foot squares in this passage before you hit a door. So only some of the group could occupy this area while everyone else is still on the rope coming down when you're at the door. And before you even get a chance to look or examine this closed, secured wood door, you can hear the obvious sounds of very deep growling from multiple sources. Think feral dogs.
Oh, I just thought it was past lunchtime.
Yes.
I miss Cookie.
Every day.
This door is closed and secured, and there is clearly some angry animal element on the other side of the door.
Well, I know nobody has been too fond of making good decisions today, but let's maybe think this one through. I don't think I need to meet any angry dogs. Do you guys?
We might even just want to camp here, call the authorities, and bring a posse out here.
I'm definitely thinking I should draw my weapons.
I don't know what kind of authorities they really have here.
Well, you've met him.
Yeah, it's the turnip patch guy.
Correct. He is the authority.
Garbage.
Is he, though? Is he really?
He's the authority.
I'm gonna need some treatment for the
Yeah, let's do that real quick.
splinter damage.
Well, I make that, but I don't crit. So to get back,
This is treating wounds.
Yep,
So
12 points.
we're doing the 10-minute thing.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
Before that, can I well, I guess it's never mind. It's tiny. It's a fucking tiny ass place. I would see.
If you are relatively quiet on the other side of the door, the growling and the companion sniffing, because you can also hear sniffing around the door as well, that will die down. So about 5-10 minutes, is what it's going to take you to treat his wounds. And they have gone back to a quiet state.
See, it's quiet now.
Hey, like Kira, can you treat Theron's wounds? Because I know he just treated Daisy, but he's still wounded, I think.
Yeah, I've got to wait a while. I don't think an hour.
He's not eligible for treat wounds, but he can be healed by spell or by some other manner.
Oh, right, because because you healed him already. Right.
Correct.
It's an hour? That's the...
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually 70 minutes because it's the 10 minutes that you receive it plus an hour afterwards. The last treatment that you took was actually an hour treatment when the two of you were working together on him. So he's not eligible.
A spell or a cantrip that I can switch out every day. I can't remember which one it is, but
it's probably something Nomi and Sparkly.
I think it's a cantrip based on your either your bloodline or your, I think that's what it is, or your heritage.
Oh, I'm fine. It just hit me on the head, and that's pretty hard.
All right,
I am a dwarf.
You rest yourselves, you lick your wounds a bit. Fortunately, the perceived threat on the other side of the door is it does not press, and you're given the time to treat your wounds and to regroup before entering the door. With that, we're going to bring episode 10 to an end. Join us for episode 11 and find out what's growling on the other side of the door. And as always, may all your crits be natural. Bye, guys.
Bye.